next to me like, what is she doing?
Yes.
I'm listening to some Johnny Kemp. That's what's going on in this car. Anyway, hello everyone. It is me. My name is Queen. I am sitting in for Kiana and Skip. They are off seeing their beautiful daughter, Kiera, to prom. Yes. I hate that I had to miss it because I've seen her grow up.
Yeah.
Kiana's like, oh, my baby's going to prom. And I was like, girl, I want to go. Tell them to scoot over. Sure.
Right.
So I wanted to thank them for this opportunity for trusting me with their baby, okay, to host this show today. And also, Marie, I want to thank you as well for allowing me to be here to stand in for them.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So it's like, it's good vibes, good flow. We just going to go with it.
Yeah, appreciate you wanting to do it.
Oh, you know what? It's fun. I love any opportunity to run my mouth.
Right.
I'm not going to lie. Once I get to drinking and I find someone that's on the same thing that I'm on, I can talk for hours.
Right.
So, yes, I do have a special guest that will be tuning in with us a little bit later. I will introduce her once she logs on. But for now, again, my name is Queen. I'm your host today. And we're just going to go with the flow. We're just going to talk about whatever relationship.
Yeah. So, before we got on, I was telling you about Jamie Foxx.
Yes. Oh,
so, you know, the media had him washed away. You talk about he was on life support and stuff, and we up here sending out prayers and all worried and stuff. His daughter was like, he been at home for weeks. And he even played basketball in the backyard.
So first and foremost, when I first heard about Jamie Foxx, I'm not gonna lie, I was so heartbroken because you know the celebrities that mind their business and stay out the limelight, you almost feel like they are family for real.
Right,
so when you hear something wrong, you be like, oh my God, what did happen? But then everyone was so secretive about what he was even in the hospital for. So I was like, okay, you know what? They want their privacy. But then it just got drugged out, and I'm looking like, well, if I'm gonna keep praying, let me know what's going on because I'm not about to be praying for no gout.
Right.
I'm not about to be praying for no gout flare-up, so I'm gonna need y'all to let me know. And this, I know it's rude to ask, like, well, what's wrong? Because you know how most people be like, oh, you know, such and such that. Oh, where's she died from? You're like, no, just send your condolences and just go.
But you don't tell me. You might as well tell me.
You might as well tell me. But they had drugged this Jamie Foxx thing out for so long. It was like, well, at this point, y'all need to tell us what was going on because they literally, what was it, like yesterday or 2 days ago, they said that the family is preparing for the
worst. Like, yes.
And I'm like, so this man about to die and we still can't know what he about to die from?
I know they were saying it was a stroke and stuff. Then somebody said did he poison him? I'm like,
oh Lord,
they just got carried away. You know, because
anytime, it's like they trying to put him in the grave so early and this man at home just chilling, watching and laughing at y'all, and everybody up there like, oh my God, praying for Jamie, and he at home literally playing basketball, chilling.
Yeah, recuperate nonetheless, but yes, he is well.
And don't get me wrong, I'm happy.
Super happy.
I'm happy, but the social media will have your mind just so far yonder. That's why I try not to get so engulfed in social media because I'm like, it's just going on and on and on and nobody knows what's going on. We thinking Jamie about to die and this man up there playing basketball. Like, come on, y'all.
Right, that part.
Like, come on. If they say respect their privacy.
Right.
And move forward.
Yes.
That's it, but girl.
Point blank period.
Point blank period. So I did want to bring up this topic that you guys started on last week. I've been itching, not literally, I've been itching to talk about this. So it was the topic concerning the woman who posted her husband's mistress on the billboard.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
Yeah, so I was on Facebook talking itch the whole entire time. Okay?
Right.
So here's the thing for me. So number one, that particular picture and post have been in rotation for a few years. And I feel like every year it just stirs up new conversation. Okay. So this last the last time this guy posted, I think Kiana posted it, and everybody was going in on a whack. And so I specifically said up under her post, like, you know what, I was going to respond, but it's not what people are going to think. So here is my 2 cents on that. This woman goes and gets this woman's name, information put on a billboard and blasts this woman for being a mentor. They're like, oh, she shouldn't have did that. She petty. She did. Here's my thing: being a person who has been through those waters of being cheated on, we don't know what that mistress actually put her through. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I feel that, well, sometimes you can get pushed to your limit. Who's to say that she was just being petty and messy? They like, oh, well, she wasn't saying nothing to her husband. We don't know how many times she went upside the husband's head.
Come on now.
You know what I'm saying? We honestly do not know. So I'm not gonna lie, I was team wife on this, because a lot of times mistresses know that they are the mistress or the side chick, and once it's found out, they sometimes like to heckle the wife. They like to belittle the wife. Oh, well, your husband did this and I did that with your husband and blah 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 blah. Right. Oh, okay. Well, since you want to be boastful about the affair or the cheat, well, guess what? Now I'm about to come out and just put all our business out there. Right. So I'm team wife on it. I know a lot of people are not going to agree, but that's okay, because
I'm team wife too.
You know, because
you got me messed up.
You got me messed up because. Yes. Number one, we don't know what's going on in that household between her and the husband. Ain't no telling what she's doing or saying to that husband, but that mistress, a lot of times these mistresses be, I'm telling you, audacity has been free, okay? And they be coming for your jugular when they be wanting you to know that they've been with your husband. Right. So I feel like, you know what, wifey, kudos to you. Put this woman on blast, because we don't know. Everybody on the post is just going in like, oh, she doing that, what she doing to her husband, we don't know, but we honestly don't know what that mistress did to that wife. Right. This is the wife, you know, she's cooking, we don't know, but let's just speculate. She's cooking, she's cleaning, she's working, paying half the bills. You know, she's doing whatever she can to be this man's companion, and you chose to go and bring this woman into our situation. And who's to say what she did and said to make her want to go through them lanes? We don't know. Because some mistresses, honey, lose their damn mind. They get quite bold. They don't know how to. They don't know how to act. And even though this post is years old, let's talk about the new mistresses and the new side chicks. That is the Jocelyn. The Jocelyn. Yes. And it's like, to me, it seems like the new badge of honor is to be a prideful side chick and a prideful mistress. Yeah. So with that mentality, we don't know how these women are. These women are happily being side chicks as long as they get in their coin, and they're okay with that. You know, while these wives are at home being wives, and my husband out here frolicking with you. And embarrassing you all at the same time. Because they don't realize that when they out here being ignorant, that you embarrassing your family, you embarrassing the wife, you embarrassing the kids. You embarrassing anybody connected to you because you chose to step outside your marriage home, your marriage bed. You don't know who nowadays. You don't know who. And it seems to me that everybody be on trash. So you honestly just do not know. And you got to be careful, because now, I don't know if Kiana told you, but I love me some crime TV. Okay, baby? Okay. I love me some crime TV. I am always watching Snapped and For Her Man and things of that nature. And unfortunately, a lot of those cases come from the mistresses that couldn't handle being a mistress no more. Right. So now they attacking the wives, throwing bleach in their face, acid, killing the wife. I was just watching one last night, where I don't know if you heard about it. This 35-year-old case just got cracked, where this woman was murdered in her home in front of her family by a clown. Oh my God! Come to find out, the clown was the husband's now wife. What? So they conspired. I think I heard about that. Yes, it finally got solved after 35 years. They could not, for the life of them, understand or figure out who would want to kill this woman in front of her family. Literally went out, rented this clown uniform, and went up to this woman, gave her a bouquet of flowers, and as soon as she took the bouquet of flowers, took the gun out and shot her in the face. Oh my God. Ooh. All because the side chick mistress wanted her position. Yeah. So a lot of times these men are jeopardizing the wives because you don't know who you're dealing with. Yeah, you're not gonna win. Sorry. You ain't gonna win. Sorry, not sorry. Like, you're not gonna win, and it's really disheartening to know. Like, number one, you even stepped outside your marriage, regardless of what's going on with the wife. Talk it out, divorce, do whatever, but bringing someone else into your home can be detrimental because you don't know what's on that other person's mind. Right. You know what I'm saying? All of them pillow talking that you doing with the mistress and you telling her all your business. And she's going to use that against you, ain't it?
Right.
She's going to use that against you.
You better believe it. You better believe it.
So with that, or with all of that being said, that's another reason why I am team wife, because we really do not know what this mistress was doing to her. Yeah, the picture's all, oh, I'm just nice. I didn't know he was married. We don't know that.
Whatever.
We don't know that.
Let me tell you something. Because I was with a man that lied about it, and I recognized it. You know, when you're not going to this man's house, you need to speculate.
Honey.
You know what I'm saying?
Honey.
It's a lot of things that play into, and that's one of the main ones. If you don't go where he lay his head, you ought to speculate. And if you do go to where he lay his head, and you see all these pictures up on the wall and stuff, you need to pay attention. It's always going to be something that'll let you know
that a woman lives there.
Let me tell you something. I'm going to be quite honest. I was quite young. I was in my early 20s. I'll be 50 next month.
Oh, really?
I was in my early 20s, and this dude brought me over to his family's house.
Oh, no.
Yeah, the kids was gone for the weekend.
Oh,
and the wife came home early from work. Yes. You know, and my dumb young ass, first of all, the fact that we was chilling in the basement the whole time should have been a
red flag.
A red flag. Right. Okay? A big ass red flag.
Right.
You
like,
know,
why can't we
oh, when I tell you that she towed my car up, what could I do?
But you know, at the end of the day, you was in her home.
Yes,
even though it was pure husband's fault, and you didn't know. She's looking at it as she don't know what you know.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I told him, and I kept reiterating this all the way out the door. You better not let her hit me. You better not let her hit me. I just want to get out of here. You know what I'm saying? I ain't want her to hit me. And I definitely,
don't touch me.
Yeah, because I was not trying to fight her because this shit was wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And guess what? I got his ass back though because I tore his shit up. And then I got him fired.
And you know what?
Don't play with me. Yeah.
He, honestly, that was his fault.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, you reap what you sow. And that's what he sold. So, hey, it just is what it is.
Yep. I went up to his job and showed my ass. Yes, I tore stuff up and everything.
See, now,
Curtis! That was his name.
Curtis.
I tore stuff up. Yep.
Curtis.
Right.
I'm not even going to lie. So, when I was younger, I would say in my dating phase, I could always tell who had the girlfriends and the wives because, number one, these phone call curfews. What you mean? We passed the stage where you can talk after 7.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, after 7, like, like, they getting off the phone every time we talk around 9 o'clock. Mm-hmm. So, eventually, I started paying attention. Like, I noticed that when we do talk, we can talk and text all day long. Mm-hmm. Then, as soon as you get to your house, you want to have a conversation sitting in your car.
Real short,
like,
yeah.
Well, why you sitting in your car for the whole entire, conversation?
Right.
Oh, I'm just so wrapped up in the conversation. Then all of a sudden, all right, I'm about to go in here and chill and get ready for, bed and blah, blah, blah. Oh, I'll just talk to you until you get. Oh no, my phone about to die. Telltale sign right there.
Okay.
You cannot walk in this house talking to me because boo thing, her wifey or long-time girlfriend in there, and you can't be talking to me. I started noticing those behaviors, and I started realizing, no, these dudes be having whole wives. Or my favorite,
whole ass family.
My favorite, honestly, my favorite one was, I live with my baby mama, but we not together.
Oh, Lord.
That was my favorite growing up.
That was a straight walk away.
That was my favorite. Or, I'm single, but I got a baby on the way. And a lot of people be like, well, it might have been a situation. Bro, you need to be literally thinking and more concerned about this unborn child coming into this world.
For real. Then trying to get into another relationship. Are you kidding me?
Exactly.
And then on top of that, with all this fresh set of emotions with this baby and stuff, it's gonna be some toying around with the baby mama, even if you don't mean it. And ain't nobody on the outside got time for that.
This woman going through all type of emotions.
Yes.
It's a new baby.
They don't
let
it
be her first. Oh, exactly. And then when you seeing this baby, you holding this baby, spending time with this baby, who knows what type of emotions that's going to bring. That's why when I was dating before I met my husband, if you had 5 and under, we ain't had nothing going on.
Nothing.
It's a lot of back and forth will be going on in them 5 years. I'm gonna need y'all to figure this out before you try to incorporate somebody new. After that 5th year, when you get into 6, 7, and 8, by that time y'all really know if y'all want to be together or not.
Right.
That's where I come in. But for a long time,
either y'all hate each other or y'all just learn how to get along.
And y'all co-parents.
Yeah.
No, it was, when I tell you, I was running into so much of that. But we're not together. We're just, she doing her, I'm doing me. My thing is, bro, you need to just chill out. Wait till this baby get here, and y'all need to just work it out. Oh no, no, bro. Yeah, we're not even about to play this game right now.
For real.
This girl, and then postpartum depression is a real thing.
Oh, it's a real thing. And you know what? A lot of brothers need to recognize that, because I ain't gonna lie. Like, I know he gonna probably have babies, but me and my husband had a time, because like, you need to recognize, I don't care what you ain't been told. And see, this is the reason why those little parenting classes and stuff that you take, that's why it's important for the fathers to, if the hospitals offer them classes for fathers and stuff, that's a place for y'all to go and learn something you might not know because you don't know everything, and then to learn how to shed your emotions, especially as black men. You know what I'm saying? Because our history has taught us to garner our emotions and stuff. Suck it up and all this stuff.
Be a man. Don't cry. Don't show emotions.
Yeah, but Caucasian and European Americans, they don't.
They don't.
You know what I'm saying? They express themselves and stuff. You know what I'm saying? And so this is why classes like that are important for both the mother and the father. You learn things that, because we don't know everything. You'd be surprised at what your emotions might feed you, and what you could take away from it as well. And speaking of which, let me go ahead and throw this in. Girl, have you heard about what's going on with that fool, Brian McKnight? Oh, see? Yes. Oh, my God.
And I tell you, I'm more confused now than I've ever been. This is not the first time that Brian McKnight has been in this type of situation concerning his kids prior to the current marriage.
Yes.
And my thing is that, bro, everybody ain't lying on you.
Right.
Everybody is not lying on you, and your children felt disowned or whatever, and you need to be working on that. Because when I started researching and reading more into it, it seems like he never really gave them the acknowledgement once he got with this woman. But the part I think that broke my heart the most was when he said that the current daughter made him a girl dad.
Yeah, like for real.
So,
and he named the baby they just had. He named it. It's another junior.
And
like, you can't have two juniors now.
First and foremost, how is that even legally possible? Because somebody got to be a third.
Exactly. That baby he just had is the third, because you can't take it away from the one that's been here.
You can't be like, oh, you know what, I'm gonna take that back and give it to this one. And then I kind of feel like that's a slap in the face to the real junior.
Yeah.
Because it's like, well, damn, Dad, like, I'm supposed to be bearing your name. There's nothing wrong with you having another Brian McKnight, but to give him a junior and not a third or whatever, it's like it's something going there. Like, obviously, we only see what we're allowed to see.
He said it's all the kids' fault. His first set of kids.
Yeah.
The black kids, because he praising these. I hate that. He praising these half and half kids, and then 4 of them ain't even his.
And you just all up in it.
All up in it. Come on.
I'ma find it. Lord, I'ma find it.
Because and the one he talking about made him a girl that ain't even biological
yours. Bro,
she got a whole nother daddy.
And probably didn't call you all kind of everything.
Yep.
But she made you a girl dad. Yep. But your whole biological daughter that got your actual DNA, she wasn't. What is she, bro? Yeah.
He talk about he took him out the wheel, took life the life insurance off of them and all that stuff. They're an embarrassment to mankind and all this stuff, And then he had this thing on Instagram today where he was talking trash and everybody dog walked him. I don't know what he thinking. Because he was saying crazy stuff a long time ago, but this takes the cake.
But you know what? So now at this point, it makes me question his mental status.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of people said that.
I feel like at some point, a lot of these entertainers have undisclosed or undiagnosed underlying mental health issues.
Yeah.
Because for him to even say that, it's almost as if like he's not taking accountability for his lack of being a father. And for you to just blame it on your kids, like, what do you mean? Because I'm going to be honest, I kind of felt that Steve Harvey was doing the same things to his kids.
He did. He absolutely did.
Because he just glorifies that
Laura Harvey.
Yes. And my thing is, I get what she's saying. She wants to live her life and do her, but I'm sorry, it's like you're your mom reincarnated, bro.
Yeah.
Like, we know your mom's story, and I'm not judging her because live your life, you know, because they beyond my tax bracket.
Right,
but at the same token, y'all business is out there, so I'm gonna talk about it. My thing is that the way he praises her, I never see him talk, post, or nothing about his other kids.
And his first set of black kids, well, I guess Lori's black too, you know, but
Lori ain't not his though.
No, but his first set of kids, honey, his daughters are quite successful. One is a psychologist, and she's been all over TV and everything, helping out families and stuff. Like his daughters are quite successful. So I don't even understand. He just a trifling.
I would be bragging on that.
He's just a trifling, ignorant fool.
Because I would be bragging on that. Lori ain't doing nothing but being a socialite.
Yeah,
and you got
a socialite. She done stepped because she's a straight hoe.
Yeah.
She's a hoe.
Yeah.
You know, I don't even understand it. You know,
I'm not gonna lie, I don't know their business all like that. But when I tell you I was rooting for her and Michael B.
Me too.
It's so
you can tell he a good brother.
I kind of feel like he is, and I almost, honey, baby, let me tell you. When I tell you Michael B, I don't know the man personally, we all know that, but it's just something about his vibe that feel like if he was legit serious about her, and I feel like that she played with him.
He was.
You literally played with him, knowing that this man wanted something serious. Because I'm the type of dater where we needed to disclose and discuss everything in the forefront, so it ain't no surprises later on.
Absolutely.
Do you want kids? Do you plan on getting married? What is your finances like? Do you want a house?
Right.
What is your credit like? We need to talk about these things. Right. And I feel like she knew the whole time that Michael B was looking for a wife in her, or at least looking for a wife. And you basically toy with this man's.
Yeah, and I don't understand what she going after, Queen, because you leave him and go straight to another man, and ain't nowhere in the world. I'm like, I don't even understand what these brothers think. Ain't that much of being fine in the world except some rotten pussy.
And
excuse my French.
No, but it is what it is, because it's almost like it seems like the A-list people love recycling the same females. Like, once again, I don't know these people personally, but let's come on, Kim K. How many of y'all need to be with her to feel like you have some type of status? Like, why everybody feel like you need to be with her?
She's a trick. Yes. Hey, your guest is here. Let's see who's.
Oh, my guest is here. Ew. Hey, guest.
Hold on, let me get her mic'd up. Get y'all on the screen together.
Yes, honey.
Hey.
Hey.
Hey, cuz, my sister in Christ. Yes, honey. Have you been listening in this far?
Yes. I was like, yeah. Yeah. Yes.
So let me get now, cuz listen, do not fight me. I was at the wedding and I heard them say your name, but please forgive me if I butcher it because I don't call you by your name that often. Okay? It's always cuz. Okay? So I want to first and foremost welcome you to F&M Radio, first and foremost. And for the listeners out there, this is my cousin, okay, my little bug. This is Anjali.
Yes.
I got it right. So this is Anjali, and she is my special guest because, number one, homegirl, she gets me. Okay, y'all, she gets me. She understands my craziness, okay? She understands my craziness. And first and foremost, you will be celebrating 5 years when?
June 29th this year.
Oh, yes, June 29th this year. Her and my cousin, Wendell, but I'm going to call him Mookie because that's what his name is. They will be celebrating 5 years of marriage.
Happy anniversary. Woo!
Yes.
Thank you.
Happy anniversary. Yes. So her 5 years compared to my about to be 1 year, you know, I feel like you have a lot of insight and can let a lot of people know, like, your first 5 years, you know, like, oh, there she go. Hey, cuz, I see you now. So you can, like, let people know, like, the ins and outs of it and what was expected, what wasn't expected, because, baby, like I said, I'm almost about to be a year, and it's just
yeah, like
it's just woosah. You got your wine, cuz. I hope you got your wine, because, baby, marriage is no joke. It's not for the weak.
Nah.
It's not for the weak. It's not for the weak. I feel like any relationship, for that matter, is not for the weak. You got to work toward it on
Yeah.
every level. It's not just it stops at marriage. No, it's a constant work. We got to work toward this. So if you want to give us a quick little bio intro so that the listeners can know who you is.
Okay, so like she said, my name is Anjali, and you call me E. You know, if that's
eBay.
too hard, just call me E. Let me see. Let's see. So I'm married to her cousin, Wendell, Mookie, Mook, whatever you call him. Be 5 years coming up soon. I have two kids. I have a 17-year-old
Yes.
and I got a 20-month-old. It's a little window, it's a little gap.
That's okay. That's okay. A lot of
But you
people
know,
start over. You was having fun. It's okay.
yeah,
It's okay.
yeah. Two kids. Let's see. My favorite color is green because that's important.
You gotta
And
throw the color in. What's your favorite
yeah,
color?
my favorite color green. And let's see. What else is important for you to know? I'm
What's
probably one of the. What happened?
I said, what's your sign?
Oh, I'm a Leo. What?
Oh my god. Ooh.
What? I'm a Leo.
Okay.
The king, queen of the jungle. What do you mean? Um. So yeah, that's just a little
A little
short bio.
spiel, a little spiel. Well, now that I have you on here, I had so many things going through my brain as to like what could we discuss, what could we talk about? It's so much going on in the world and so much going on in relationships. I think the one thing that I really, really wanted to discuss is as far as marriage goes, like I said, you have 5 years in compared to my 1 year. What would you have done differently thus far in your marriage? Like, would you do it again?
Ooh, would I do it again?
Yes, I'm coming out heavy hitting. I need to know.
God, that was okay. I thought we was gonna like kind of ease into it. Okay, would I do it again? I cannot give you a straight answer,
Mm-hmm.
and the reason for that is because being married to Wendell has been overall great, right? However, like I said, it is not easy, and the process of church people like you have to die to your flesh daily,
Mm-hmm.
having to, put that person first. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but it's just not easy because what people don't talk about is, putting that person first when they messing up,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
putting that person first when they getting on your nerves. Like they don't talk about that. One of the things in marriage counseling that we learned was, can you honor your husband? All those things when he ain't a good husband.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, um, because you don't think about that. Because what am I do? Just leave every time I get mad at him?
Right.
So what I do? Would I do it again? I'm not sure. Um, I'm not sure. I think I would be willing to try it again, but I'm not sure if I'm willing to by this time, because when you start to be like, I'm getting real close to 40,
Mm-hmm.
so
40
you
games.
know, yeah, like it's to go through the dating process. The pickings out here is,
It
the
ain't none.
pool is full of piss.
I'm
Um,
not pissed at that.
so yeah, so I'm not sure if I'd be willing to, do that again, especially after the standard has been set.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh
It's
yeah, I'm not sure, but
it's so hard, and I'm gonna piggyback off of that about would I do it again? And I've only been, like I said, going on a year. I would probably say that I definitely wouldn't mind being married, but I definitely would probably do like the couples counseling, marriage counseling first.
mhm,
Um, I believe in communication, but I feel like with communication, you need comprehension as well. Because I can communicate, but if you're not understanding what I'm saying, then this conversation is gonna be repetitive. And I love my husband, and I feel like and know that he loves me too. But I feel like a lot of times, he's listening, but he's not hearing that kind of thing.
mhm, mhm,
So I feel like again, I work so hard to keep what I got going on because, like you said, the dating, this, first of all, people don't know how to date. That's the first thing.
Boy,
People
boy.
people equate dating with screwing, and every time you date somebody, don't mean that y'all gotta be fucking. You don't. Sorry, real talk, raw. That does not have nothing to do. Now that's what you choose to do. That's what you choose to do. I'm a dater. I like to go out. I like to, explore things. Let's go on a date. Let's go for a walk in a park. Let's do things of that nature. And it just seems like everybody has lowered their standards so low just for the sake of having somebody or a warm body that it's
Yeah.
hard to find someone that's on your level. And they was talking about levels last week, and they said, "Oh, well, it's levels to levels." And I feel like I need to be able to communicate with you. We need to be able to talk about anything. We need to be able to agree to disagree. I need not to worry about you going out and calling another female because I'm not giving you some tonight. You get what I'm saying?
Right,
I feel
right,
like I
right.
should be able to be like, you know what, I'm not in the mood, and that be that. I don't feel like, oh, you know what, I'm about to call Kiki because she's gonna suck my, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have
Right, right.
that. And I feel like a lot of times when it comes to dating, it's like people so quick to leave. Now, also with that being said, like you said, in marriage counseling, they said, are you willing to honor him as your husband even when you're mad? Here's where I stand on that. I will do it, but I also feel like I'm not afraid to leave either because, baby, we are all grown adults
Yeah.
here. I am not about to raise no grown ass man. I'm gonna need you to know what's right. You know right from wrong. Okay? So
Mm-hmm.
I shouldn't have to constantly tell you, don't do this, do this. I hate when you do that. I hate when you do that. At some point, I'm gonna be like, you know what, bro? You know what? I'm gonna need. You know what? We need some space.
So this is what I was saying to that,
Mhm.
right? So to that part, it's like, okay. And because I have a couple of friends who's trying to get to that place of, find that somebody, get married. And I said, okay, well let's talk about it then, because before, when it was just me and mine, like I wasn't concerned about no nigga. Like, I don't need you. Like, I
Mhm.
take care of me and mine. I pay all my bills. I don't need you. That was always my mindset, right?
Mhm.
But when I decided, like, I really want a companion, I really want to be married, there were some things I had to adjust,
Mhm.
right? And so when you get into the relationship, you with that person, they making you mad, they not hearing what you saying, you done said it over and over and over again. So who's willing to stop and say, well, let me see if, how did I say it? Was my tone right? Did I have an attitude?
Mhm.
Now women, we don't like to talk about that stuff, right?
Mhm.
Well, that's just how I am. Well, you're unpleasant.
Yeah.
I wouldn't hear you either if you was just hollering and yelling and carrying on either. How did you communicate? Well, before we could even communicate with each other, how does that person understand? Do you know
Mhm.
anything about their childhood? Because you talked about dating, right?
Mhm. Yep.
So you done slept with him, so fast. You don't know how he grew up. You don't know
Exactly.
his upbringing. You don't know
His
his
traumas, his
mommy
none of
issues,
that.
his traumas, daddy issues. You don't know what he experienced in his relationships and before, because the truth of the matter is that builds who you are, whether it's good or bad.
Right.
So
And it
so you
contributes
ain't
to the
got to,
person that you are. So if I can dig
yeah.
into who you are and understand where you're coming from, then I will be able to understand you better. But if we just
Right.
screwing and that's all that we got in common at the moment, then when we get mad, it is easy to walk away because I don't know how to communicate with you. I just know how to fuck. That's it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like once we get past that, and that's why I felt for me, dating was so important. We need to talk. I need to know where your mind is at. Regular current events. It don't even have to be nothing deep intellectual conversation. Can we just hold a conversation?
Can we hold a conversation? Because you're gonna need to while
Yeah.
you're married. A lot of combos.
Oh yeah.
And I
Oh.
and I would say, like, be with a person long enough to see how they deal with different seasons of their life.
Mhm.
Right? So it's like, how does that person handle adversity?
Mhm.
Are they sorry every time the wind blow too hard? Are they a coward and they run in the corner crying somewhere?
Right.
Because that's not gonna cut it when
Mm-mm.
you're in a relationship, and don't bring kids into it.
Lord.
How are they when everything is going their way? Are they a person that, is good in the moment? Are they fair weather? They're only good when everything is good. When
Mhm.
everything gets bad, now they have an attitude. Now they pissy. Now, you can't be around that person because everything is bad. What happens when they lose their job?
Girl, we ain't gonna
'Cause,
talk
I
about
mean, we just
that.
went
People
through
ain't
a
ready for
whole
that
pandemic.
conversation. People really
What
not ready
happened?
for that conversation. I said people not ready for that conversation. You know,
Yeah.
can they hold it down if one or the other loses their job? Because that they say that that's like the major reason for divorce is finances. And if you think about it, if you know if you're used to this person being a certain way, and if you use this person taking care of everything, and if you're used to just depending on this person, if Lord forbid you wake up one day and he just get laid off, fired, and he's off for a year and a half, are you really able to hold this person down without belittling, emasculating, being able to be in, because you're going to be overwhelmed, overworked, like you said, Lord forbid there's kids involved, you got to take care of the kids by yourself. You know what I'm saying? And still try to, encourage this, this man or this person, whoever lost their job. And it's like, are you really able to do that? So I do feel like it is very serious to really know who you're dealing with, because there's some people that I would never entrust my life with, let alone my wallet, my car, anything. So if I got to be able to trust you with my life. If something was to happen to me, you know what I'm saying? Like, outside of the screwing part, could I really depend on you if I did lose my job, if I needed a ride to the, if my car was down, can I depend on you to take me to work or take me around? Like, can I really do that? And I feel like, unfortunately, a lot of people don't think past that point. They're just thinking for in the moment because it feels good and it looks good at the moment. But when you think about longevity, can you be with this person long term? Like, can you honestly be with this person long term past this, what they call it, the honeymoon stage? Past this honeymoon stage, the relationship, can you be with this person long term? So, hey, Kiana, girl, I'm on Facebook Live, and Kiana's on here. Hey, y'all, yes, the wine glass, baby, yes. But no, definitely. Like I said, I would definitely still want to be married because I've always been a one man woman. You know what I'm saying? I never knew how to date multiple people. I didn't know how to talk to multiple people. So
I don't have the brain capacity.
Exactly. So, and it's like, and I can't tolerate a lot of shenanigans. But I do feel like if I had to do it all over again, I would, but I would definitely do some things differently. Because even now, I was in a lot of wedding and marriage groups, and because I was so excited. And I strongly feel that even to this day, a lot of people just want to be married for the wedding part. They're ready for and not the marriage, not realizing that the wedding is literally one day, probably not even a day. It's probably 8 hours from beginning to end. The actual ceremony is only 15-20 minutes. So you spend all this money for 15-20 minutes to say I do, and then I'm spending the rest of my life, the rest of my night making sure that you didn't drink good and ate good. And that's it. And after that point, the next day you wake up and it'll be like, okay, now what? So a lot of people be ready for the wedding and the wedding dress, and to say that they married and be like, yeah, girl, because my husband, and when I'm my husband you to death. But then when it comes down to prime example, what about his mental status? What about his mental health? You know what I'm saying? Because it don't always be us. We could be cool. You know what I'm saying? Have we talked and checked in on him lately? You know what I'm saying? Made sure that he cool. It's hard for him every day just being a black man. So how about we check in on him? Make sure that he cool. You know what I'm saying? And some women don't want to do that. They don't want to be, what's that? When we were growing up, everybody wanted to be a ride or die. All the females, I'm a ride or die. I'm a ride or die. I'm a ride or die. And I'm like, no, baby, we ain't talking about the dope boys and they Cadillacs and they cutlasses.
Come on now.
We talking about a husband that's working a normal 9 to 5, probably every other weekend. Now, can you be his ride or die, baby?
Exactly.
It's a difference. It now turns into a different type of ride or die. Can you really be there? Because a lot of times black men are dealing with their own depression. Yep. Like we was talking about, and don't speak on it, because we were just talking about earlier, Marie. A lot of black men were taught to conceal their emotions, and you're considered weak if you cry or if you show emotions or whatever. So with that on top of the world and trying to take care of your woman, take care of your kids, and say for instance you get a couple baby mamas, you got to deal with their personality and your other kids, and so let's talk about their mental health. You know what I'm saying? We got to make sure that they cool too. Like, are you ready for that? So once again, it's a lot that goes into dating. It's just more than just oh, this feel good right now. You got to really be prepared for what's to come.
Yeah, you taking pics for the gram, girl.
You with the you know what was that used to be real popular on Facebook? The what the heck was that? My Man Mondays or what
wow.
What the heck was that? And everybody wanted to post their man, and he getting posted by 5 different females.
Ooh,
girl,
with a Man Crush Monday.
Yeah, man, that's what it was. Thank you. The Man Crush Mondays. And it was just like, it's more than just that. You know, be like behind closed doors, are y'all really cool? Because you could be posting him for Man Crush Mondays and be ready to choke him out and you sitting right next to you, or he cheating on you, or haven't paid a bill in 3 months, or you done found panties in his car, or, you know, half the condoms is missing. Like, it could be a lot going on.
Ooh, I got a true story. True story.
I love true stories, honey.
So, Man Crush Monday, right? Mm-hmm. Why this man took it to his death. He had stomach cancer, and when I tell you he left here having 2 females argue over him, he was closer to one than the other one, but one wouldn't let go. She was posting him everywhere, my boo and all this stuff, and they like, girl, that ain't your boo, that's such and such as man. And I'm like, woo, child, Man Crush Mondays. And you know, and the fact that he was on his deathbed and that was a lot.
You know what? I remember, and I'm sure you guys have seen this post on Facebook or social media in general, where it says that I refuse, like, if the man dies, I refuse to be put in his obituary as his little friend. And then when you get there, it's like a whole row of little friends. Like, I can't. No, I cannot. But oh, you know what? This is also what I wanted to talk about. Because while it's fresh on my brain, y'all, I got the mommy brain still. I have a 10-month-old. And he be fighting. He be fighting me, y'all.
Oh, y'all got these babies.
Yes, he be fighting me. He think he grown now. Yes. I think I had sent you the video earlier, Anjali, about the mother. Marie, have you seen the video where the mother told her sons about her boyfriend that was cheating? Her sons are grown. Let's just say, how old would you put them, Anjali? Like about like in their 20s, maybe late teens, early.
Yeah, I would say 18 to maybe 22, 23.
Yeah, so let's just say it's 4 sons, 18 to 22. Mom expresses to them that, you know, let's just call him Claude. I done caught Claude cheating with Geraldine. Okay. And boyfriend walks in the house after work, and sons just go ham and just beat his ass, just going in.
Wow.
Here's my thing. This is what kind of pissed me off.
Right.
Now that could have went either way. Either the sons could have been so mad that you were cheating on my mom that I accidentally killed you in the heat of an argument.
Yeah.
Or he could have defended himself and shot all their asses dead. Now y'all all dead. Now she ain't got no sons.
Right.
I guess my question to you both. Does it make sense? And I saw this in another, I think I saw it in a TV show. Does it make sense to, if this man is cheating, does it really make sense to bring everybody in your business when you know you're not ready to leave?
I don't even want everybody to know.
I don't want you to know, but I think furthermore, I think it is unfair to the unknowing parties to be a part of your shenanigans. You done brought me into your conversation and your business. Oh, fuck him. He cheating on me. He can have that bitch, blah, 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 blah. But you know damn well that you're not ready to leave him yet. And then the next morning, y'all wake up together and y'all back happy, and now he done got his ass whooped, and now you mad at your sons. So I think it was Tamar that said in one of her, she has said, let your man cheat in peace if you're not ready to leave. How do y'all feel about that? Like, realistically, if you know that you are really not ready to leave and you done caught this man kicking it with Geraldine and they all having a good time and blah, blah, skippy, and you hurt. Don't get me wrong. The shit hurts. You are hurting. If you really not ready to leave, are you going to be telling everybody your business?
No. And people should refrain from doing that because then you look stupid when it's the next week. And all the emotions done died down, and y'all back together walking down the street holding hands.
Girl, the next day.
And y'all want to record everything. So what if, okay, say, so the stepdad fine, but what if his sister or his mama like, oh, y'all have recorded that, I'm pressing charges, because that's possible. All that was stupid. All of that was stupid. If it's not your kids' business, I could care less if they grown or it's just not their business.
But I also felt a way because I felt like she put her kids in danger. Because, like I said, what if Claude would have pulled out a gun or a knife and shot or stabbed one of them? Exactly. Now you looking stupid planning their funeral because you done told them, and you can tell that they rowdy as hell. Did you see them? Like they riled out.
Yeah, what if he'd got his family involved?
Exactly. Now we about to have brawl in the middle of the street because you done went and told your rowdy ass sons that I done cheated on you, and you know damn well you ain't about to leave them. You know what I'm saying?
And then what did you do? Because how do you know he ain't like cheating back? Like, because there's always two sides, three sides to a story. Like, it doesn't make it right. However, you didn't say what you did. You didn't say if this is retaliation for anything. So now you have this whole scuffle going on, and for what?
Because I ain't gonna lie, because I know a few myself, people love playing the motherfucking victim.
Yeah.
People love playing the victim and never want to tell the full story. And that is also what I feel would get people hurt. You're not telling the full story, playing victim, and now you got everybody looking at you like, oh my God, he cheated on you, blah, blah, blah. But you're not telling what kind of hell. Now, I don't condone cheating, but we don't know what type of hell or what type of relationship y'all even really have. Right. So you done brought your 4 boys into this situation, in this scenario. They rowdy asses done jumped this damn man after work. And who's to say that you didn't know that he been cheating with Geraldine, and this is just your get back because you mad today?
Exactly.
You had a bad day.
Today you mad.
Yeah, you mad today, so now all of a sudden you want to, get some get back. So now I'm about to tell my sons that he's been cheating. But then I think the part that pissed me off more is that y'all was recording me. Right. Like, I'm so sick of damn society and the whole era of recording every goddamn thing. Like, so you just was waiting for him to walk through the door so y'all can record it so y'all can jump this damn. It was just like so stupid, and when I tell you, it infuriated me. It more so made me mad because as a mother, I'm a new mom, so I'm emotional about every damn thing because I got a 2-month-old son, so I got a long way to go. So it makes me mad when I see certain things happening. Like, why would you put your sons in that predicament when you know that you're not leaving? And who's to say that this isn't the first time or the last time, and your ass still ain't going no fucking where? So you did all of this for what? For what? Because you wanted some attention today?
Today.
Extra attention because Mother's Day coming up, so you wanted to tell them, so you wanted them gifts to be extra nice. Right. I just can't. I just cannot. Like, I just feel like you put in any family member. It don't even got to be your son. What if it was your uncles? Or what if her dad was told your dad, like, and you got everybody feeling sorry for you. And I'm not going to lie. When I was engaged, like prior to meeting my husband, I was with someone. And I had this bad habit of every time me and my ex got into it, I would call my dad and I would call my brother. Why the fuck was I doing that? Because I wasn't going no goddamn where. I was just mad. And here's the sad part, y'all. I was the handsy one. He was just, like, all right, I understand you mad, but quit putting your hands on me. I was wilding the fuck out. I'm wilding the fuck out and still calling. Daddy. Or calling my brother like, man. And then I had to learn, like, I ain't ready to go nowhere yet. So how about I stop telling all my business and just work this shit the fuck out? And when I really decide that, because when I finally did leave my ex, guess what? Didn't nobody know? I had already had my first and last month paid in my apartment. I had already had my doggone furniture being. Didn't nobody know shit.
You better say that. That's not like me.
People literally did not even know me and this man was broken up until I gave them the new address. That's when you know that you really done with the situation. When don't nobody know your next move. And that was my problem. I think we all do that, though. I don't even think it was just the young thing. I think people in general, sometimes we just can't help it. We just want to vent, so we end up telling too much of our business. And then be looking stupid at the end, like, oh, shit, I think I'm sick.
Yeah.
I'm good for that. I'm good for telling a lot because I'm mad in the moment and then thinking back and I'm like, damn, I have to say all that shit. Damn,
And then y'all want to tell any and everybody, like, you need a whole entire audience.
Girl.
Nothing bothers me more than to see these. I'll refrain from saying these hoes. I don't mean hoes disrespectfully. I just mean like
I do.
in general.
Mm-hmm.
But everybody want to get on Facebook or Instagram Live. Everybody crying, snotting, looking like they belong in a crazy house, telling their business. But I'm like,
but then they want to go on Facebook. Okay, here's me. You will never catch me on Facebook crying. Okay, never, ever, ever. I just don't understand why people would sit there, get a good cry going, and press play. I would never understand that shit.
I don't understand.
That's almost like the Tubi movies when they do the slow crawl down the wall to the floor. Like, I would never do that. I would never do that. But you put everybody in your business on Facebook and then turn around and tell everybody to mind their damn business.
Right.
I don't like that.
I don't get that at all.
Like,
I really don't get that at all. I can't stand the people that do that. I'm like,
I be so confused at it when I see that on social media. Like, but bitch, you just told us about how Lil Pistol Starter was out here creeping and shucking and jiving with these three bitches, and then now that y'all back cool 3 days later, and he done bought you a fake Birkin, now all of a sudden is y'all hoes just no, baby. No, you trying to convince yourself. We don't care. We just enjoying the free entertainment, baby.
Right.
Yeah, and I need a follow up. So don't start nothing and don't give me the follow up.
Like, I mean, this is a reality show that I don't gotta pay for, so let me know what else is going on, boo. Let me know what's going on.
Yeah. Like, what happened now?
What happened?
Because it's everybody's business. You started it.
You started it. How about, no, I want to know what's going on with the bitch that said that she was pregnant. I need to know because you came on Facebook the other day and said this bitch said she was pregnant. I need to know what's going on. But don't sit there and tell me about
it. That's what we need to know.
That's what we need to know. Because I need to know. Don't sit up there and put me up in your shit and then turn around and tell me to mind my business. No, that's what we're not going to do. That's why
no. It's our business now.
It's our. That's why I said the first time I was ever on this show, I said I learned a hard lesson from when I got in my first serious relationship up until now. I learned to withhold a lot of information that I want everybody thrown back up in my face. Because you ever realize or you ever told someone your business in confidence and venting and you just going in, being when you and your dude are finally in a good place, in a good space, here come this bitch talking about something. But I thought you said
what you
that.
Said.
Exactly. Right. Like, well, I thought you said that he was this and that and the third, and I thought that he was this. Like, bitch, we ain't there no more.
Right.
Why you still?
Yeah.
Okay, now I'm getting mad at you because you done brought up my business that I done told you because I invited you to forget my shit. Now I'm pissed off because you bring the shit back up.
Right.
And guess what? All that could have been eliminated if I just wouldn't open my mouth in the first place. And it'd be hard because, y'all, I ain't gonna lie. When I be mad and I be needing my release, I be ready to, like, go in and just purge all of those feelings, purge those tears, and be cool. But it's so hard trusting people that you don't know who's going to bring it back up on you. So now you can't even say nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just sit there and, no, I cannot. So, other than that, y'all, like, okay, so I got to ask y'all this question. How do y'all feel? And it just popped around again. I told y'all I got a money brain. How do y'all feel about that life after lockup couple?
Ooh, you talking about Monique and what you call it? That live in Euclid?
Yeah.
Child, listen. I think that Monique need to go. Let me be honest. I think that he need to quit messing with her. You know, because I do feel like to some extent he's using her because she ain't got no confidence in herself. She do, but she don't, and that's the craziest thing about Monique. She got confidence, but she don't. She lightweight a bully too.
I kind of almost feel, and this is just
because she quick the pop.
I honestly never watched the show. I only got familiar with this couple because he's from here.
Yeah.
That's the only reason why I know, and they're all over social media.
I ain't gonna lie, that show is a guilty pleasure. I watch it. Really? I don't even watch it on TV. I watch it on YouTube.
See, I've never honestly watched the show, but I kind of feel like this is one of them situations that is just being blown out of proportion where I honestly don't even believe in the relationship. I think at this point it's all more about promo and money. You know, I don't think it's genuine, and that's just me. I don't think that this is a genuine relationship. I think that because right when I was talking to Anjali earlier,
Mm-hmm.
10 seconds after I had talked to her, something popped up on the Shade Room where now she's accusing him of abusing her.
Yeah, like
How?
he ain't abused you none.
How?
And cause
Like,
she quick to throw hands on him. She
can
has
he even reach that
look,
high?
she done it here.
Really?
Yep, she did it here. I don't mean here. I mean, but in the area. I don't want to put the store out that she was at.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But my thing,
she thought he was looking at somebody and he wasn't, because it was at the whole store is a plus size store, and so she thought that he was looking at somebody. He really wasn't, and she clocked in on him, went upside his head. She couldn't go upside his head. I think Monique needs to lose some weight and go see a counselor.
I think they both do, because I think at some point, okay, so here's my thing. I think with these reality shows, it'd be about 20% real. You know what I'm saying? I don't, because I mean, after the whole like early 2000s, and you started finding out that all that shit was fake anyway, once you start really seeing it, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like that. I don't think that the relationship is real. I think at some point they did have something going on, but at this point it's all about like keeping up the look. But I just don't. It's one of them things where it's like, okay, y'all got until 12 o'clock to wrap this up.
Yeah, because I ain't even trying to tell the business like this. But I am, because I know. But he didn't even want to go to Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't even want to, and because they tried to make it seem like, oh, he went to Chicago, he's gonna be in trouble because it'd be a parole violation. You ain't heard nothing about that, and it was just a part of this show.
Because now, do y'all remember, or did y'all hear about the one when they went to dinner? I guess when he first got out, and first and foremost, you're not about to be up here ordering all of this shit. First and foremost, I don't care who paying for it.
That was the silliest stuff.
Girl,
yes.
I was so pissed off because, like I said, I didn't watch it. I saw snippets of it on social media. So when I originally saw it, and I was like, well, first and foremost, I understand that this man just got out of incarceration, and he probably want to treat himself to something nice, or she want to treat her to something nice. But didn't he rake up like a $500 bill by himself? Like wasn't the majority of the bill his? And then everybody was like, okay, she was done for paying it, blah, 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 blah. And then when I found out that the show paid for it anyway, it was just like, okay, you know what? At this point, I don't see how anybody take these too serious. Like, I really don't. I don't see how anybody, because it's just one of them storylines that just needs to just fade.
Yep, like Chance the Aries. Like, he didn't pay for that beach layout. The show did. But Monique, let me tell you something. She is a picture example of somebody that gets cheated on, because she don't want to do nothing.
Okay.
She just want to be housed up. That's all she want Derek to do.
Okay, because I don't know her backstory.
Yeah, sit up all day in the house, don't go nowhere.
Does she work?
Yeah, no, she don't. And she stayed with her father.
Girl, get out of here.
Yeah.
Oh, I definitely didn't know that.
Yeah, and they tried to say that they tried to have it where she worked at a pet clinic, and no, that's not the truth. She lived at home with her daddy.
Clinic.
Yeah, she's supposed to be a secretary at a pet clinic.
Girl, okay.
Hey, they could have picked something better than that.
They could have picked anything.
Yeah.
I'd rather you be at McDonald's. What is going on here? I don't know.
She don't want to do nothing though. Like when they did go out, the club was empty and stuff. She's like, this is my speed right here, because she don't want to do it. She don't want to go nowhere. All she want him to do is serve her hand and foot.
Oh yeah, no.
Instead of her
I'm gonna need you to do something. I don't know. Like I said, I just need to wrap this story up.
Looking like Rasputia.
You know what?
Oh.
You know what?
I just
need them to wrap this storyline up, because I'm tired of reading about it. I know somebody typical gonna be like, well, you ain't gotta read it. Well, bitch, that's all I'm seeing on fucking social media. That's all they really want to talk about. I'm tired of reading it. Y'all got till 12 o'clock to wrap this shit up. I'm over it.
Yes.
It's just doing too damn much. Like, it's just so much. Like, girl,
But some of y'all hoes live that life in real life. So
real life.
Yeah. That's
behind closed doors. Let's talk about that.
Your nigga sorry too. So yeah. Your nigga sorry too. So let's stop.
But let them sell it, but we're not talking about my man. We're not talking about my man. because they rather suffer in silence. We're not talking about my man, so let's talk about somebody else's man that is on social media, that is on TV. We're not going to talk about my sorrows, my woes. We're not going to talk about mine.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry, y'all. I keep bouncing all around, but everything just keep bouncing in my head. So, how do you guys feel about that remark that the Brat made about not choosing a black donor for her petri dish baby?
I understand, but I will say this: how come you didn't go and ask some of the people you know?
Yeah, because they don't.
I wouldn't have asked Jermaine Dupri. I'm gonna be quite honest. They want somebody that's a nice looking person, tall, good, physical fit.
Well, so
I would have asked him. I would have asked Usher.
Now I would too. Despite what he went through in his past. So here's my honest opinion, you guys. I've noticed I be on YouTube a lot. I be on social media a lot because I be needing stuff to do. And over the years, I have noticed, and this is, like I said again, my personal opinion, I have noticed that a lot of black women do go for wanting biracial children.
I knew somebody personally that did it, but she said the same thing though, that there wasn't much pickings.
Yeah, and
when it comes to that was the thing. It wasn't a lot to choose from, from black donors.
So when the Brat came on and explained it, I understood it. But then I was also looking. It was this one couple that used to be on social media. They ended up turning out to be living a life. They were a female couple, and she and the girl, the one girlfriend, the stud was black, and the girlfriend or the femme was, I think, Hispanic. And so they were talking about marriage and getting together. They were young girls and talking about getting married and all this other stuff. So when she was able to raise the money to get a baby, they decided, okay, well, we want the baby to look like both of us. I thought that was delusional, but whatever. I don't see how that's supposed to be possible. But so the black girl was going to be the carrier of the baby, and when they went to get the donor, she said, I specifically just want, Caucasian or Hispanic donors. That was it. This was prior to me knowing that there's a lack of, black donors. But then I was just seeing it pop up all over the place that a lot of black women were just going for the biracial babies. And I personally was like, okay, is this a stigma that we want these pretty tan, babies, or because
having a biracial baby don't mean they're gonna be cute, because there's a lot of ugly biracial people out here.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, let's keep it above.
And even though I personally did feel that the Brat was being, funny because the world has become so damn sensitive, I do feel that she was just being funny. But when she was saying Jiminy Cricket, I almost feel like a lot of black women feel like that, because it's they're just rushing to get, they instantly just said, I want my baby to have this, and this. Because, not trying to be funny, I remember I was watching another one of my crime shows where this woman thought that she was getting a donor from, he was supposed to be a neuroscientist and all this other stuff. Come to find out, he was a paranoid schizophrenic that was living in his mother's basement. So people be lying on those things. Did you hear about that, Anjali, about that?
Yeah. So that's what I'm like.
It was a real big thing where this woman, she wanted to sue the clinic because this guy gave an immaculate resume. He was a neuroscientist. He worked for NASA. He did this. He did that. He was what's it called, Mensa, because he had this IQ of 1 million or something. And come to find out, he was a paranoid schizophrenic on all type of anti-tropics and everything, living in his mother's basement.
I definitely would have sued the clinic.
I don't know if she won, but she definitely sued because they were like, why are you not doing a better
job at researching and investigating who these people really are? Because you come to me talking about you Louis Armstrong and stuff. I'm going to have to check you out.
But I just don't see myself looking at a donor book like a catalog saying, oh, well, this is this guy is a first chair in the orchestra. That don't mean my kid gonna be that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It just,
genes is a must. Just because he's a blonde hair, blue eyes, 6'4", and he's a doctor, your kid might come out stumpy like your uncle.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say you don't know what the gene pools is. Like you need a family tree before you start procreating, cause
Exactly my point. Because then you wind up with a runt, and all of a sudden you got a little bitty boy man, and you mad.
Right.
Then you put
when it came from your side.
right, but then you up there
it came from
crying.
your side, right?
But then you up there crying. Like, oh, well, the profile said, but baby, that's half of you too, honey.
Exactly.
He got half your chromosome.
I know that is, they haven't considered that any.
At all.
Yeah.
Like, everybody think that they're going to make these beautiful babies, but, you know, sometimes, you
because
know,
the seed is Judy's.
Yeah. Oh.
Listen.
And
wait.
Yeah. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And I ain't never seen none of her other kids because she never talked about it.
Oh, you seen the daughter, though, right?
No, I've never seen the daughter.
Oh, the daughter looks different.
She look rough.
I'm gonna need both of y'all not to be so.
I'm gonna keep it a buck. She look rough.
Does she really?
Yeah, she don't even look like Judy.
But let's be for real. I don't think Judy is all of that cute.
She ain't.
I think Judy is just nothing but hips and a booty.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, really.
Build-A-Bear.
I did not know that it was her egg. That is.
Oh, I didn't know that either. I thought it was actually like the Brat's egg, but I guess I. Oh God, please. It's like I don't know at what age where the eggs don't be there no more. Like when they don't work, because she is like almost 50.
Yeah.
Who?
Yeah, the Brat.
The Brat, she like 48, 49. Yeah.
Yeah, and so is Judy.
Oh.
Yeah. And I understand. Well, first of all, I think that the Brat needed to carry a baby because some of her views on life and not understanding parenting and stuff. Like, I must admit, before I had my daughter, it was a lot of stuff I wasn't understanding. Mm-hmm. You know, like I love kids. I took care of other people's kids. I got stuck with my friend's kids when she lost custody and stuff. But it ain't nothing like having your own.
Yeah.
That's when the true understanding come in. And I understand it for the Brat. She needed this walk of life to understand. I just wish the bitch would pull up her pants. I wish you quit walking around with a sag on your butt too big. You're pregnant, and I understand.
I was pissed off at her outfit that she just had over the other weekend with her stomach out.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it, excited, because when I had my first, which my only, you know, I don't think I wasn't dressing crazy, but you are excited. It's something new, it's something different. But I just hated that outfit. It's like she's still trying to hold on to her studism.
Yeah, and girl, let it go. You wear a face full of makeup. You keep your nails together.
Always had. She was what they call a soft femme.
Yeah.
So you always been a soft femme. Exactly. Just embrace that and just enjoy, you know, your pregnancy. Yeah. You trying to sag.
I just feel like we need to get away from the sag as a culture. Anyway, I just do not understand why people embrace something that started in jail for gay men. I do not understand it.
Pull your pants up, please.
Please pull your pants up. While your booty looking like an apple bottom for real.
Like for real.
Men don't realize how that feminizes them. They talking about other things that feminize them. That's one of the things that feminize them. When they tuck their pants up under their butt or got it, they look like they got a whole apple, and then they switch. Yes. Then they switch it with it.
I think it's also crazy that even after you educate them on the history of sagging, they still do it.
Still, why?
Like you don't care
about
the history as to why.
And then, you know, for all intents purposes, Eazy-E told y'all it was for easy access. Mm-hmm. He told y'all, Easy, why your pants act like that? For easy access, baby, so I can give it up to my manager. Oh, yeah, have a drink, because that's the truth.
Let me sip my tea.
I mean, that's a fact, though. You know what I'm saying? And then he left here. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace. But look at how he left here. I'm just saying. Learn your lessons. And when
Never
they tell
you said that.
No. When they tell you, believe it.
Wow. Believe it. Yeah, it's just too much.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to find this Judy's daughter when I get home, because you know what? I think with celebrities, they be so secretive about these kids because they want to be so youthful and young. And it's like, it's okay if you're kicking 50 in the ass. It's okay. But I didn't even know she had kids until recently.
4 of them.
Girl, are you serious?
Yep, 4 of them.
Oh, you know what? That's a lie. I do remember when she told her story about first starting Kaleidoscope, how she was in the she had her son with her at the beauty salon doing hair, and that's how she rose to fame for doing such great hair, blah, blah, blah. So I did know about the one.
Yeah, but but the oldest girl took care of all of them. Because her mama was gone. Because they had a discussion about that on the show last year.
I bet.
And now she got a kid. Her daughter got a kid too. But she...
Really? Is she that rough?
Well, she is, but she ain't. She lazy as I don't know what. Like, you know, I want to say that part of it contributes to the life she had to live raising her younger siblings because her mother wasn't around.
Yeah.
And Judy was trying to come off like, well, I was working for it, and I understand that, but at the same time, you got to understand that you left a lot on a child.
I think that's where a lot of people falter. They're not realizing.
Yeah,
know the damage that does when you are like, you are out working to provide, but to basically have your eldest child be like
the parent,
because you're out working. That that's traumatic as well.
Yes, that's rough.
That's rough. But Angelise, so before we get out of here, is there anything that you will like have to say for like the newlyweds, the people in relationships that are coming up on their like whatever year, it don't even matter. Like, is there anything lasting that you feel like that someone can take away as like some real like, you know what, I can utilize that?
Well, there's a lot of things. I would say just maybe one or two things that especially that I've learned thus far is, even if you're married now, it is important to understand and know the process of healing.
Absolutely.
Because the healing is not people thing, especially like if you churchy people, like you go, somebody pray for you, and it's just that emotional moment. Healing is something you will learn to do or you should learn to do for the rest of your life, right? So if you don't know how to heal, that means you're going to hold unforgiveness, regardless of whatever the situation is, whether it's from your mama, your daddy, whatever childhood stuff happens. And if you get with somebody, you're going to have to learn to forgive that person because that person is going to mess up. So if you don't know how to heal and forgive, then maybe you should just be by yourself.
Yep, that's a fact.
Because it's going to happen. They're going to make you upset. And sometimes, especially, and what I will say is learn to pivot when life pivots. Because, and just from my own recent experience, because sometimes life just chooses you whenever you could be doing everything right. Sometimes life just chooses you. And sometimes it could be sickness, it could be death in your family, it could be whatever experience happens. And sometimes those experiences change people. If you've gone through a loss and you're grieving, you're not the same person that you were, right? If you're sick and you went to the doctor and you're doing all this stuff, you're not the same person that you were. And so if you're that spouse of that person, it is going to be hard. It is going to be hard because not only is it you love that person and you miss who they once were, now you have to deal with the consequences of that person not being who they used to be. And that's hard, right? And if they're sick, sometimes it's because you don't know what it is. Like that person might not be able to give it up, or they might not be the same. Their disposition might be changed, their attitude might change. And so if you're not willing to pivot and still be there for that person, again, you should just be by yourself, because something will happen. The pictures for Instagram is great. Y'all little matching J's is cute. But life will choose you. It will choose you. And if you want a relationship, that is, now, being single, there's nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But if you want a relationship and that lasts, a long-term relationship, those are things that I know for sure. There's not a married couple that I've talked to that hasn't had to deal with their own sense of healing, whether it's from that spouse or their own personal life beforehand, and had to deal with a pivot when life chose them. So if you're at least willing, maybe you don't know how, maybe when you grew up you didn't have good teaching on relationships, because that's a whole nother, but
Yeah, but it's the truth though, because a lot of people don't have that blueprint to follow. You know, some of us, like myself, I'm just learning off a whim here.
I will say this, that because I've been married for 19 years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
Yes.
and let me tell you something. The learning process, it never ends.
Yeah.
Like, I think a lot of people go into it with the expectation that we know each other enough, and that's how we got to this point. No, baby. Mm-hmm. The learning process of knowing each other is forever.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to men.
Yeah.
Explanation point when it comes to men. You know, because they go through the biggest emotional strides in life, maturity. Mm-hmm. Because we love them, and you might have found the one for you, but it's just the all men thing.
Yeah.
That maturity thing is going to always be a part of their growing process in life. And then God knows when they get to that, what do they call it, a change in life mode? Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm just glad my husband chose to ride a bike. She said, I don't know why now, but a couple of years ago more so, but because now he want to do it together, and I'm not doing that. People don't have good mindsets out here in these streets. Yeah, but the growth of knowing each other and knowing new things about is a lifetime. Yeah, it's a lifetime.
That's definitely a huge thing that I've learned up until this point, because it's so easy to get lost in the sauce of life.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
Oh, we got to pick up the kids. So we got to make dinner. Somebody got homework. Oh, we got to go do this. We got to do that. If you got your own business, you're trying to go to school, you're trying to do all of this. And it's like people change. Well, hopefully, right? Like you should, in my opinion, right, always be an evolving individual. So
yes,
when
I was just about to say
you
that
change.
you should be constantly evolving. You should want to grow. You should want to evolve from where you're at. Mm-hmm. Like you should want to be a new you, a constant evolution. Like just keep it going. So I definitely agree with that. I think for me personally, by me coming up on my 1 year compared to your 19, your 5, is that you mentioned something, Angelia, about like the healing. And that is a major, I guess, because I have my own traumas when it comes to relationships. Now, I don't bring my old shit into my new shit. I never have. I've never been that kind of person. I give that new person a new slate, and if you fuck it up, then you just fuck it up. But that healing and forgiveness, and that's hard for me because it's hard for me because my mind instantly goes into, well, why did you even do it? For me to have to even go through the process of forgiving you in the first goddamn place. Like, you could have just not did it. But we know people are human, we know people are idiots, and people are stupid. And I just honestly always think like, well, if you hadn't did it in the first place, I wouldn't even have to go through this in the second place, and we could have been doing something else in the third place. Mm-hmm. And that's hard for me. It's like forgiveness is hard. I hold grudges, which I shouldn't do. I'm working on me. I'm still. I tell people all the time, I'm still a work in progress. Yeah. I hold grudges because things are lasting to me. If you do something to screw me over, it's always going to be something that is going to remind me or take me back to that place. Right. And I'm at a place now where I'm trying to learn to get over that, but it's hard. I just can't go from this is how we were, you messed up, and then now I forgive you, and then now we can go back to being us, because that's never going to happen. You know what I'm saying? I was listening to something on YouTube the other day where this gentleman was like, you got people that just aren't equipped to forgive, and that's okay. But also know that can be a pretty miserable place if you don't want to forgive.
Yeah, that's a fact.
And I want to be that person that can forgive. I don't want to forget, but I do want to forgive. Mm-hmm. And I think that's what's hard for me is forgiveness. Because it took me years to forgive certain people for things that I felt that they wronged me. It took me years to get to that point. I don't want it to be like that in my marriage.
Right.
You know, if my husband does something and I'm like, oh my God, you know, screw this. If I'm going to be with you, I'm going to have to forgive you. But it's like, for me, it's a process.
Yeah.
And you know, you got your people, oh, praying about it, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I get that, but at the same token, it takes work. It takes more than just prayer.
It sure does.
Prayer is not the absence of the work that's necessary for you to do
Exactly.
to walk really. Yeah.
Right.
I feel like people use prayer as like a magic spell or something.
Yeah.
Like
if you pray, it's gonna
automatically.
Yeah.
No, you have people that and it's not. And you got people that say, just pray on it, just pray on it. Well, I did, and I still feel the same way. So now what? Now what do I do? And I feel like people don't understand that. That's why I don't consider myself a religious person. I do consider myself very spiritual. I am in tune with, you know, a higher being. I do say God, I do say, you know, all of that. But my thing is that I feel like people just think that, hey, I'm going to say this prayer and I'm going to just be okay. And it's just like, no, you got to put work behind that. You can't just pray about it and then it's instantly going to go away. That's not how it works.
Right.
You know, it does. Right. And it doesn't work like that. And don't get me wrong, I don't knock a person for advising you to, hey, you know, why don't you pray or why don't you go to church? That ain't gonna do nothing, or that's gonna be a temporary fix. That's just a band-aid.
Yeah.
I need something that's gonna heal my soul first.
Yeah.
And then I can start to heal on the outside. You know, I need something from within to start feeling better. Like, and it's just a process for me. And I'm sure there's other people that feel the same way, that forgiveness just isn't so forgiving. It's not so easy. It doesn't come easy for a lot of us.
Yeah.
Oh, it's definitely a practice that you have to consciously say to yourself. It's not excusing what that person did. It's not, you know, giving a person a pass or what have you, but it is saying my emotional response, you no longer have that control over me anymore.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
So when I see you, I'm going to get to a point where I don't replay that thing you did to me in my head, because that's one of those things that keeps your mind down.
Yeah.
Like, it's not easy for anybody, but if you take the first step and try to practice it consistently and intentionally, eventually you'll get to a point to where you can actually forgive and not be triggered by that person or that situation anymore. It is very possible.
Yeah, eventually. Because for me, it's even with certain situations, I am easily triggered by a lot of things.
Yeah.
Again, I'm working on me. It's a lot, you know. I come from a lot of like anger and you know what I'm saying. So a lot of stuff will trigger me, and I'm working on that. That's why I'm so goofy and I try to laugh about things and, you know, try to be funny, because I don't like being in that sunken place, that dark place, you know, because I myself do suffer from depression. So I don't want to be, you know, in a place where I'm always down and out and angry and mad and mean, and, you know, my anxiety is messing up and twitching, and people that you don't want to live like that, you know. So I try to be like the bubbly and happy. So when it does come to where I have to forgive someone, it's just like, oh my God, like, why did you even have to do this fuck shit in the first place? Because now I'm at this point where now I have to go through this process of trying to get over it, and it doesn't happen overnight.
Nope.
It does not happen overnight. It's literally a process. And for me, it's just hard. And I'm sure a lot of people who's willing to admit it, it's hard. I don't want to sit up there and say that I forgive you because it sounds good and because everybody's tired of me talking about it. No, we're going to keep talking about it until I'm done talking about it. And that's how I am. Like, even in my friendships or my relationship, it's like, I'm going to keep talking about it until I feel better.
Yeah.
So what you going to do, bro? What you going to do? So
I would hope to say that when it comes to like your circle, especially when you're dealing with like stuff like unforgiveness and healing, especially if you didn't have a good blueprint before for relationships, chances are you might have to change that circle.
Yeah.
I know I had to get around people like I wanted to see something different as far as marriage, you know, not knocking like my parents or anything like that, but it's like I wanted something different and I didn't know how to get it. So I got around people that I'm like, oh, and that's not to say anything is perfect. That I wasn't looking for perfection, but I was looking for something different. So I
Right.
had to get around different people, and you just get around and you learn different things, like expand your mind and learn different ways of handling things, or just in general. Like, yeah, that is. Does that mean you leave your family behind? Well, I'm not leaving nobody behind, but I am going to go get something different because I want something different for myself because I don't want to stay in this place.
Right.
So if you marry, it's really important to have like I'm not even saying just other couples friends, but
Mm-hmm.
just having a tighter and better circle of men, women that's constantly involving and getting into a different place because you're gonna grow, you're gonna go through things. Like I feel like I have a great group of single friends that if I shared anything, they gonna check me. Well, Angela, what did you do?
Right.
You're never going to say, ah, F him. I don't have a group of friends like that. And I don't have a whole bunch of friends either,
Right.
right? Because
Right.
that's the thing. But it took a little bit of a process to get to a point of having a good circle of people that I know will hold me accountable. And
Right.
that's not going to pray like PREY on my relationship. That's actually going to pray and try to keep us together if, as long as ain't nothing crazy happening. So,
Right. Right. Totally. I totally agree with that. So on the next show, I definitely want to get into that. I'm gonna let Kiana know. Um, Angelique, you just mentioned about your single friends and your married friends. I think that'd be a good one for your like for another show. To get into that because I hear a lot of people that once they get into relationships, serious relationships, and marriages, that I need more married friends now, and blah 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 blah. And I personally feel like sometimes them single friends be, them be your true ones. Just because we all married don't mean that everything is cool. Like.
And then sometimes they not.
And sometimes they not. So it's like I think that'd be a good one for like another day. I think that because my me and my husband were talking about it like outside of Kiana and Skip, I have another friend. She's about to get married June 10th. And outside of that, we don't have any other married friends. And I was sitting there thinking to myself, like, oh, well, that's going to be like a very tight circle to have. Like, oh, we need more married friends. And I'm just like, okay, whatever. But Anjali, I do want to thank you so much for coming in here and chit chatting with me. That was fun having you on here. Do you still have Chic Life?
I do. So I'm pray for you, girl. Okay, I've been procrastinating. Like I don't have no good excuse, but I do have my brand Chic Life. I'm working on some new things coming up.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. So
Okay, well, definitely keep me posted. Like I said again, thank you so much for coming on here and talking with me. Marie, thank you for having me here.
Thank you for coming.
And I know Kiana and Skip are probably out there listening to me somewhere. I want to thank you guys for giving me this opportunity to come on here and just talk my shit. Yes, that's my jam. We're going to jam out listening to Just Got Paid. So thank you for tuning in to FNA Radio. And until next time, be safe and have a great Mother's Day weekend. Oh. Yes. Did you want some more? Sure. Just got paid. It's Friday night.
We'd like to thank you for tuning in to FA Name Radio Show here on the station where we don't bring no static, but we sure enough bring the noise. NoStaticRadio.net. We want you guys to make sure that you check us out on social media where we absolutely love to hear from you on Facebook.com/No Static Radio LLC, on Twitter at No Static_Radio, on Instagram at TheReal_No Static Radio, and on YouTube at No Static Radio. You guys, also, we have a new Watchers platform. You can check us out on the child company. The parent company, of course, is Discovery TV. We're on discovered.tv as well. You can also view us and all other shows on there. Also, if you want to listen to replays of this show and others, please make sure you check us out on Mixler or Mixcloud.com. Just type in No Static Radio in the toolbar for replays of this show and others, and for continuous streaming. That means no refreshing the page. Just sit back, relax, let it do a little rebuffer, maybe 1 or 2 commercials, and boom, you got us on TuneIn.com, LiveOnlineRadio.net, or MediaQ for continuous streaming of this show and all others on this platform, and for all things on Static Radio, including up-and-coming events, merchandise, and all our great show hosts here. Please check out our website at www.nostaticradio.net. Thank you guys for tuning in, and stay tuned. Coming up next, you know what it is, because it's Funky Friday. We got the plus size Barbie in the house with Welcome to the BBW Show with Stacey Stacks coming up next. So you guys don't go nowhere. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.